Fortress. Gonna be where we last left off. Let's go ahead and hop on in here. Let's see here. Early autumn. Let me make sure I got the correct ones. Late winter of 83. That's the one. Yep, that's the one. Had to make 100% sure. Would not want to load the wrong save. And then be wondering why half my stuff isn't built. Then it doesn't matter though, because I can always just pop back, say don't save, and we were good to go. Right, so we were filling up all these lovely cracks and such here. Oh, I should probably put it on Discord too. Give me a hot second. Delete the old one. There we go. Excellent. Alright, let's go scroll down here and zoom out a little bit as I zoom in. So the bridge is coming along nicely. Looks like they actually did finish a part of this. So we'll keep slapping. Oh, let me go ahead and make sure that keep building after placement. So we'll keep slowly building that little bit across. Let's make sure that this hasn't been cancelled. Good, it's still going. The traps here are all nice and set up. Good. Kind of want to add a secondary trap wall to that. You're making ash. Oh, I see. You're going to go pick that up. From plant was completed. I'm actually going to go up and tweak that slightly. Actually, I might just tweak that. Let me tweak that a bit. Might have to do it like this. Now let's go 60. If there's less than 200 drinks, brew 60. There we go. Oh, it's going. It's not quite a water park yet, though, because we have yet to actually bring the water up. But actually, I should start almost working on that system soon. But I think I'm going to transition all of the tables up to the tavern first. Once I get all the tables up there and kind of remove all these beds and get them placed, then I will actually start to move all that up. Or, you know, move some of these inside so I can actually get that done. But speaking of which, let me pull up my design for here, because we are also working on the 7th layer. So from the edge here, we're talking what? Oh yeah, and this one's going to be slightly... Well, they're all slightly off one way or the other, which is whatever. But okay. So it's... What is that? So 6 tiles in. So right here, essentially. So wait. Because we gotta go like this instead. And actually, what I'm gonna do is... Let's get half of it built first. That way I'm not spending too many materials here. And I think I'll move the basic, like, stone crafting, like, furniture crafting in here, I should say. The blocks I'll keep below, but, I might have to tweak that, actually. Go ahead and get these built. Excellent. Good enough. Good enough. I mean, no. The most casual. I mean, we did lose 2 dwarves to the water, but no. The most casualty, and of course they built the wall out of iron. Of course they did. Why wouldn't they? Silly dwarves. No, the most amount of casualties have been to camels. Camels have definitely murdered the most dwarves. Cursed camels. Oh, he's begun his mysterious construction. Let's see, how many of these do I have? Yep, might get some more mechanisms built before I can place more of that. But hopefully we'll get all those traps placed. And I really do hope they start actually hauling the logs soon, rather than just leaving them sitting out there. But we'll see what happens. Actually out of iron bars? We shouldn't be. Oh, we are low on iron bars, though. Check here. So pig iron does just straight up require iron bars, then. So smelt limonite. Tetrahedrite? No. Hematite would be yes. Let's actually go through the layers here quickly, see what I can find. So magnetite. I had to pull up the wiki to double check and make sure. Camels are 70% water. True enough. That is also an ore of iron. So yeah, let's go ahead and... There we go. Alright, so they should auto-mine the ore out that way. Jet. Tetrahedrite, native copper, jet. More native copper, more magnetite. Let's go ahead and get that. So we actually do have a lot of it. It's just that they need to actually haul it. Okay. Well, they'll get her done eventually. Is the hope and dream. How's progress over here? Inactive for reasons. Oh. He created a green glass window. She offers it to the Tomb of Gladness. Okay, let's take a look at it. Hey, Voron, how you doing? You early for once? Yes, you actually are. But I guess in a way I'm also late for once, because I had intended to be doing this earlier, but we ended up getting kind of distracted with other things. So, golf match. This is a green glass window. All craft store ship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with high wood and circled with bands of emerald cut green glass gems. It menaces with spikes of green glass, and on the item is an image of golf match, the green glass window in gray chalcedony, whatever that is. So I like it. I find it funny that this is an artifact that has an image of another artifact that has an image of itself on it. That's kind of hilarious. It's actually God damn it. It's not pillar, it's pedestal. There we go. Let's make a green glass pedestal. I'm going to scroll down here and make sure that I only make one of them. I should make a couple here. We'll make 3 green glass pedestals. At the moment, my brother's place for family get-together. You poor soul. Watching you from my bed before sleeping. Ah. Well, you have yourself a good rest one way or the other there. How's this doing? Let's get this. Whoa. Get this all patched up. They still not done this. Oh, let's just do it. Use the closest material. There we go. Alright. Good enough for now. Let's check up top here. Yeah, those will get patched in. These 2, or actually 3 even, are ready to go. No access to a bed. Well, let's go ahead and fix that, shall we? Yep. So we're going to disassemble 5 of those beds. Now what I should also do is make sure these are designated properly. Which they were not. I really wish I could designate these in mass. Without having to click, designate, click, designate. Alright. But I still do have to massively improve this here. Okay, let's go ahead and grab the floor. And resume. I don't think that's correct, is it? This part might not be. Alright, we'll just kind of resume and let that do its thing while I check the bridge here, which is still not being worked on well enough. He mandated the construction of certain goods. What are we mandating? He wants a bracelet, okay. How many dedicated builders you got for this project? It varies because a lot of them have unfortunately died to camels. Let's see. So, yeah. For the most part, if I go into laborers under build you fools, the majority of the fortress is set up to be builders, but they do sometimes get kind of dragged away to do other things. But yeah, we do definitely need another migration wave for more builders. That is for sure. Construction inactive, construction inactive. Oh, please tell me they're not actually... Okay, let me go over here. Okay, good. Good. I'm not sure if I suspended that or if they suspended that. They might have. Became a clother. Made a masterpiece iron cage. Good job. My pocket is ringing to me for some reason. Oh. That was just a further notification of the email. Let me actually go ahead and mute that there. But yeah, no, looks like they did try to carry some blocks over and it ended up getting, The one thing that's kind of bothering me a little is that they're not taking this stuff back. They kind of dragged this stuff out here and then they left it here. Oh well. What the heck was that? I might as well claim this, because engineers never want to going out for some reason. Milk animals completed. Class pedestals is completed. Giant firefly is once more attacking the dwarven child. Why is there a dwarven child out there? I guess this is the child of Eblel Indigo Hatchets. He's like, he is really dead. I am not feeling sad right now. I guess maybe he went out to find his father's body? I don't know. Sad if true. Why is there an iron bucket here? Why are there multiple iron buckets out here? There's Moma's, the planter, who's out here for some reason. Trying to find where this dwarven child is. Is that a snake? Yeah, it's a king snake. Yeah, I don't know where that dwarven child went. Uzhat Olin. Eating right now, apparently. Let me double check here and see. Relations. Nope. Lorbrum, the woodworker. So he's not like he was the father or anything. Okay. You need to carve out a massive camel shape for the mausoleum. So far, the mausoleum is literally just in what we couldn't mine out. So every cavern that we couldn't mine any further, I just built the mausoleum, and the mausoleum's in there. Same thing right here. We can't really expand this any further without getting into the aquifer, so I just built the mausoleum in there. Now, let me double check something here. Yawn, excuse me. So that's gonna have to come out, because I will need to connect up to here. So everything down below here in this general kind of area, well, mostly this general area. So all 4 of these workshops need to be removed. So the jeweler, the soap maker, leatherworks, and kiln. But I'll probably move a lot of these out of here anyway. The kiln, I don't even think I really needed the kiln, to be honest. Yeah, 'cause we don't really have much for clay, I don't think. Okay, a mechanic. Made another masterpiece iron cage. Clear that out. They still don't want to bloody complete this. That is mildly annoying. Oh well. Probably because they're too busy completing these sections. Build furniture. Let's get some cabinets. Okay, good. I was worried that they had used some things I did not want them to use there. Oh, we actually are completely out of chests. Okay, let's fix that. Or coffers. Let's make another 40 for now. 40 should be enough. Okay. Alright, looking good. Did I extend these too far? No, because the wall there still needs to be... So no, we're fine. Here. Rock salt blocks. It's going to be a very colorful room. Now I'm just kind of making them out of whatever. Right, perfect. So now the majority of these are basically going to be ready for flooring in here. Oh great, and I'm being called. 1 second. Alrighty then. Sorry about that. Okay, so all this has been somewhat filled in. Oh geez, that's 105. Mass clicking, go! Maximum clicking power. I swear, I need to get like an auto clicker or something for moments like this. Except then it would start doing some funky shit in the background. But I almost need a hotkey for that. Just get an auto clicker. Macro going or another. Oh, oh. Doran Idzod Sodel is haunting the fortress, apparently. Yeah, I died. That was very sad. So he has a grave. I see. Get some doors starting to get placed here as well. Now I'm going to use closest material because I honestly don't care which doors they use for this. And we're just waiting for more coffers we make. Hey, Jan2, welcome. Yeah, it would be nice if they had a shift click for 10 or something, but I know there's a lot of different things where there were some limitations that were kind of put in. Like right now, we don't really have a health tab. You can kind of see for the citizens. We can kind of sort by... couple of different ways, I guess, but not quite. There was a workaround they had for it temporarily. But yeah, we can't actually really see the overall health conditions of people right now. Which is a shame, but they're working on it. There'll be a lot of updates to come. We struck Bloodstone, nice. Made 10 ash, very good. Giant hamster reverted to his wild state. Have they built the bridge any? A little bit. Good, that was completed. Yeah, no. This I want to specify, because I don't want this suddenly being made out of iron. Actually, you know what I could just do? As kind of annoying as it is to do it this way, there we go. Because if they don't build these in order, it will collapse. I would rather that not happen. Oh, that one's not done. Okay, the rest are all suspended. Waiting on construction for those, and then we'll get the rest going here. Nice. Hopefully in a few months it'll be amazing. Well, it's already like amazing now, even, I would say. It still has a lot of work to be done to kind of, you know, patch a few things and add a few things maybe. But overall, I would say it's pretty darn smooth considering. It's definitely not, the perfect Dwarf Fortress experience, because, you know, there's probably more features available in regular than this, but still. There's very few things I honestly have complaints about. The not being able to, like, shift-click +10 being one of them. Spring has arrived. Yay! Cavern soil is best. That might be why we're not getting quite as much. But we did open up the caverns, so yeah. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, yeah, this is the marble that we were mining out. Yeah. Did we ever find olivine? Nice. We got some nice, which I believe is also magma safe, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. It is the only metamorphic stone to contain native silver and sunstone. Interesting. Okay. So not magma safe, but it has its pluses. We also do have some silver that we found here now that I could mine if I'm so inclined. But as it turns out, just in case, let's do this. Okay, resume. Because for some reason they weren't really digging down. Yeah, they should have completed that by now, because I'm pretty sure I also made it a priority. So we take a look here. Yep, they should have completed it. So let me go down here and figure out where his tomb was again. I think it was this one. Yep, Doran. So build furniture slab. We'll slap that in here. Make sure we get the right one. Did they not make it? Or is it that they just didn't haul it? It's probably exactly what the issue is. Okay. Except furniture. That should do it. So yeah, the biggest issue is that they're not bothering to take it from the workshop right now and store it. Found a tab in game that has all the ore descriptions you have access to. Oh, is it just under... under stones? So I can see which ones I have, and I could go to the description and it would tell me. Makes plaster and everything else. But again, my only other complaint that I have from a kind of user-friendly perspective is, for example, if I want to go through my different ores here, or my different stones and figure out what they do, like, let's scroll down to, say, tetrahedrite. Like, if I didn't know what the heck tetrahedrite is, I can go to it, and it would tell me, oh, it's an ore of silver, an ore of copper, well, copper and silver, and can make furniture, building, and all that. But if I want to go back now to the previous tab, you would, maybe right-click, and instead it just clears out the menu, so you have to, again, go back in and... Bottom left tabs. Place information. Information menu. Objects. Well, I don't see anything under here, but I could be wrong. Somewhere in there. Okay. Stockpiles. How much of the stockpiles is occupied? Workshops, farm plots, 8 planted. I do like that for the farm plots, though, where I can tell which farm plots and what's been planted and such. Slabs. Maybe the reason he's upset is a dwarven child is playing in his tomb. He's been put to rest. Nice. Wait, what was it doing up there? I probably forgot to assign it to the stockpile or something. That's kind of weird. It's kind of awkward, but okay. Construction inactive, construction inactive. So they're just choosing not to do that right now. Hey, crazy, welcome. I wish they left the combat reports viewable at all times. If you close combat report, you can't open it again. That is also an issue, yes. And same thing for even regular reports. Not having a tab that I can reopen to get reports is very annoying, to say the least. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of things that still do need to be enhanced, but overall, it's still a good experience. So I can only honestly see this getting better with time. Especially because, I imagine that I'm not sure if Toady will really get those kind of features added in a short amount of time, but I'm pretty confident that other people will. Actually, let me take a look at the workshop here. Let me see what else got added, because I know the number one thing that got added was, at least initially, was the removal of aquifers, which is kind of an important one. Audible alerts, that's a good one. Makes alerts trigger a sound. Really helpful to you like me. They keep missing important alerts. Yep. Squad icons. The Elder Scrolls mod is on there. Season-ish crops. Clino Dev's Dry Mines. Yep, that's the one right there. So I've actually was talking to them a bit as well on the Discord channel for Kit Fox. Reduced Z-level fog is quite nice. Dwarf Mon apparently is a thing on here. Dizzy's dog breeds, better instruments. Dizzy's killer carp, bringing back the evil carp. Snail races apparently. The long night. All races being controllable. There's disable the bird screech. Deadly caverns. Which, I mean, caravans can already kind of be, you know, deadly as is, but still. So there's quite a bit that's been added already. Trainable giant animals. Exotic weapons. Extra ceramics. The Age of Man. What else did we get? Anything? We'll see what else we got in here. And all those mods in 3 days, exactly. Well, they were kind of working with a lot of the mod devs to begin with, to kind of, you know, let them know what they needed to kind of fix things. Disco's palette was added in. Creature scrapbook. Yeah, the problem is a lot of mods basically do the old thing. Do the same thing. And there's some really screwed up version of Dwarven Mon, apparently. And I know that the Toady, I wasn't sure if it was Toady or the Kit Fox, but either way, they did mention that as well, that they are going to be cracking down on any, you know, either explicit or other, you know, problematic mods and such. Whether it's something that's, you know, potentially copywritten or something like Fallout, or whatever the case might be. Vault Fortress. Because there was something, it was mentioned here recently. They also, it's funny too, because they also mentioned in the patch notes that, yeah, many crashes fixed, so they put forward a patch to fix a lot of the crashes. There was something that was done about regional price differences when it comes to, yeah, widescreen support. There were some issues with that are being worked on. And then what mods are allowed, set up to best support graphical changes. Sprite swaps, basically. More options will probably be becoming more available as we go. We will ban or delist your mod if it contains hateful or dehumanizing content.
My day.
Hey, thank you for the subscription there, Fast Wings, you fabulous fellow. Welcome, good sir. Hopefully you're doing well today. And I'm not sure, actually, let me actually check here, because I'm not sure if I got that. Let me pull up the Restream chat, maybe, because I'm not sure if I'm getting all the chats on here. Hey, thank you for the follow there as well. Am I not getting... Let me actually check here. Chat overlay. Am I getting all the chats in here? I am. Hopefully I wasn't missing any chat on YouTube this whole time. That would really suck. Shit, have I been missing that the whole time? I wonder if they would consider giving options to combat FPS death, because in late game I usually need DF hack to remove items like damaged clothing. Well, you can also Atom Smash. You was try to say hi. Ah, shit. All right, let me pull up my. Well, go ahead and try saying something on YouTube there. I should be able to actually get it now, but I do apologize for that. If I've been ignoring everybody on YouTube for the last couple of days, then whoops. But that's my fault. I guess I need to get the external chat application back so I can actually do that. Let me actually check the animals too, because I really do need to start kind of curbing the... Don't worry, personal now. Alright, I need to start curbing the animal population a little bit. Okay. Let's go by name. So we only have the 2 boars right now. We do have 2 stray cows, which is good, and a bull calf and a cow calf. We have a couple of stray dogs. I'll leave the females as is. I will war train one of the males for now. These ones are already set to be tamed, so they'll keep being tamed over and over again. The horses, we do have quite a few horses now. So let's actually... I will butcher... I'll butcher 2 of the male horses. Actually, we have a lot more coming, too. So we got 2 more male horses and 1 female horse. Was thinking of getting the game. It is. I've been enjoying the hell out of it, honestly. It's not perfect, but I've been greatly enjoying it. We got a lot of piglets, a lot of stray puppies right now. Stray reindeer, bull, and cow, which is good. More stray sows, good. So we do have quite a few, but we need more. We need more pigs, especially. But we'll at least butcher the horses. Labor tab, stone. Okay, let me check here. Stone use. Ah, I see. Thank you. Ore of bismuth. We've got... Which is weird because... Oh, it's magma safe. Yeah. Calcite. Make steel bars. Make pig iron bars. So that's also a flux stone, I guess. Make quicklime. Cassiterite. Ore of tin. Glaze, clay, stonecraft. So it's used for glazing. Chalk can make steel bars as well. So it's also, I guess, a flux stone. Copper nuggets we've got. So we've got quite a bit here. Platinum, of course, we do have. So I can make someone some fancy platinum armor. Yeah, the evil... I do want to probably either embark... my next embark will probably be in an evil biome or in like a frozen tundra or something, or an ice shelf. For that extra challenge. Though if I am going to embark in an ice shelf, I'm going to need to remove aquifers, because that's going to just destroy me. He ended a mandate. Good for him. There's no magic right now, but magic is planned for the next, I think, major update that he's working on. So that's the next, like, big thing that he's adding. There is options to be had, though I'm not sure how easy it is, because one of the things I was asking was, I want to see Masterwork Dwarf Fortress get ported over to this version. Masterwork Dwarf Fortress is I wouldn't say a massive overhaul. Well, it's a pretty big overhaul, I would say, because it adds in a lot of mechanics to the dwarves, such as several different types of magic. There's necromancy magic, white magic, like red magic, like fireballs and stuff. There's like storm magic for calling lightning bolts and stuff on enemies. So there's a whole system of magic that was added into Masterwork Dwarf Fortress. And there's also things like golems, different buildings, different contraptions and such. And I would love to see that get ported in. Yeah, maybe a couple months. But there was also the ability to play as a bunch of different species, such as the Necromancers, whose whole gameplay was designed around resurrecting, or, basically, bringing the undead to life and using them to kind of support the fortress. There was the Succubi, who were all about raising demons and making use of them and such. Yeah, I would love that too. And then there were something like the Kobolds, who were incredibly weak and numerous, and they were very restricted in their technology. So they were more focused on, like, around stone tools and digging into, like, they can't really dig into the ground unless they managed to steal some pickaxes. So they were basically restricted to basically, digging into the hill. And you would be able to send them off on raids and stuff. And they were kind of weak overall, but you could, get them to be pretty decent. And then, of course, there was also the orcs as well, which were a big thing. That another big race that they added in to play around with the net. And they all had their own unique gameplay aspects, and it was all fun to play. We need 3 iron bars. Need a lot of iron bars. Became a stray war dog. Nice. Do I even have anybody left in that military? Wait, you died. Oh no, I guess I renamed you. Um... Toulon, who are you actually? These might be the Marks dwarves. Yeah, you're one of them. So yeah, this is the Marks dwarf squad. So if I go back here, create new squad, metal armor. That's the one with shade. Currently they're off duty because the rest of the other squad kind of died. Okay. Alright. And in here, they will train. There we go. Love to play Goblin. You died so fast. Yeah, they were very, he did do Evil Near Necro on the ice. Kind of funny. Oh yeah, there's a lot of, like, just funky things you can really do with that. Evil biomes, though, are kind of... Oh, good, he was slaughtered. They are interesting, but they can also be kind of horrible, too, because I like having evil biomes and being able to, you know, experience new and interesting kind of areas. But at the same time, I also hate resurrection biomes, because when you, like... If you have a full corpse of an owl or something and it attacks you, and you kill it again... I would expect the thing to be dead. I would expect it to be harder to kill in general, but once it has been killed again, I would expect it to stay dead. If a, you know, undead owl has been basically pulverized into mush, it shouldn't keep twitching and still somehow be alive or be able to kill dwarves. So I think, honestly, the undead really needed a revamp. I haven't played in the undead area in a long time, so I'm not sure if that did get changed. I know there was something about evil biomes being rebalanced, you know, a couple of patches ago in the regular game, so I'm not 100% on all that. I would have to, you know, double check the patch notes for that specific time period. But, yeah. Actually, wait, do we have... Is this... Okay. Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and get this too. Yeah, we set it on auto mine, so we'll just go ahead and do this. This stuff we can't, unfortunately, but that's okay. And I'll just have it mine all now. Okay. Uh-oh. We discovered a deep cavern underground. So we finally found the second cavern layer. And unfortunately, it didn't even give it to me in the interface, so now I gotta go look for it myself. Which is fine. Since literally I can find it just by scrolling down rapidly. Oh boy. Okay, let's go ahead and cancel these. Cancel that. That's a deep one there. Dense cave moss. A lot of tower caps. We've got cave swallow and olm remains down here. Tunnel tubes, dense cave moss, goblin caps. So a lot of interesting stuff here. So we breached through basically right here. Okay. We actually found some native gold. So we have gold here. This is actually an aspect... Wait, what? Is there... Raids cannot destroy walls, no. They can climb walls, however. So what I would basically have to do is I would have to floor in the tile above the wall, and that would set it up in such a way that they couldn't. But I believe if you also like one thing that you can do, if I scroll all the way up, give me a minute. Okay. So if I go up one tile, so if I were to build a wall kind of like right here, see on the edge here or somewhere along the edge, and then kind of floor around it so that it's not going to block anything. And then I build a wall in front of this along the entire edge. That should block anything from climbing as long as it's also a smooth wall. However, if they are riding any mounts or something that can jump, like I've had them ride kangaroos before, they or even giant frogs who can jump. Likewise, if they're flying bats, then they can still get in behind the wall. So I would have to have some kind of further enhancement to the defenses, basically by roofing in the whole thing, so that even then they still can't get in. But yeah, for the most part, if they want to, they can just kind of make their way in. There isn't any siege weapons for them. There are siege weapons for dwarves that we can use, but they're not very useful. So right about here. Right. I'll just floor that in. We will dig down this way. Further down. Right around there. That should be good. Yes, well, I'm not 100% sure if I can raid, but I can send out, Here, I'll show you in a second here. Give me a hot second. Nope, that's about as deep as we can go. So we should be getting to the, lava layer here soon. So I go to the world map here. There's different missions that I can send them on. So if I can select this guy, I can tell him to go... Where's our actual fortress right now? Center on the fort. So the fortress is currently right here. So if I go missions and select him, and select, what do we have nearby? Like this little village right here. Well, I guess I can't select on that one. Whoops. Yes, right there. So if I click on... I don't even have to click on that. So if I just click right... oh no, let's not do that. Let's cancel all that. I want to make sure I'm not screwing around with that. So if I click on this village here, like right here, this is the Goblin Hamlet of Ivory Tower. Population of 10. So there's actually goblins living here. So if I click on it, I can then send out a raid. So I can... Squads will try to avoid detection. So we're basically just... All we're basically doing with a raid is we're going there and stealing shit. Pillage, we can openly attack. Raise, we can openly attack and destroy the site. We can demand tribute, demand ongoing tribute, conquer and occupy, demand surrender and occupy. We can free captives belonging to our civilization, so if somebody gets captured, we can actually send people to retrieve them. Release other prisoners, take important treasures, loot other items, steal livestock. So there's a lot of options you can actually do. And that's really freaking cool that that's in here now. We can also check any news and rumors. Dwarven hillocks of stream mirrors, population 10. Site government is the rapid boat. Civilization pillars of kindling. We have no missing citizens right now. No real reports for anything. We can take a look and see what civilizations we have. So we're currently at peace with the dwarves nearby. The letter of flights. We are the Tomb of Gladness. Oops. I think they were... let's see. We have, what is this over here? The Dark Goblin Pits. 100 plus goblins there. Dwarven Hillocks of Blushed, apparently. So, yeah. The only thing is, what does Occupy give you? I have no idea, to be honest. I've never actually done any of that. I am really hoping that I get the chance this time around. Alright, let's go ahead and set up some new hotkeys here. That's minecart routes. Okay, right here should be one, so we already have... Okay, this is... Cave 1. We should also be, I think, missing one more cave. Because there should be Cave 2 and then Cave 3. I'll do Cave 2 for now, though. Zoom. Okay, Militia Commander. But you can also send them to acquire artifacts as well. He imported he put a ban on certain exports. Let me guess, bolts? Yep. Export of bolts is prohibited. I am perfectly fine with that. So, for example, if one of my dwarves creates an artifact that has... Like, one example was we actually found that we created an artifact. Let me go ahead and find it. I think it's this one right here. Nope, not it. Crown, maybe. Nope, the crown has an image of itself. This one. On the item is an image of Beyond the Stars, the Tin Glaze Bound Codex in Highwood. So, the artist who made this artifact engraved on the bed a image of another existing artifact. So one thing that I could potentially do is go to the world view, go to artifacts, find that artifact, which it was near the bottom here somewhere, right there, Beyond the Stars. So it was currently last held by the elf Saba Raindrun. So unfortunately, though, because you can see right here that the mission location is inaccessible. So unfortunately, we do not have a way to get to it. If I, yeah, so I'm pretty sure my other cave layers should be somewhere around there, but yeah. So I could potentially send them out to acquire that, so I not only have the artifact that I made, but then I have the artifact that it was, carved into it. So that's just one of the many things you can do in the game. Alright, let's get some beds in here. Furniture, let's get some, not chair, furniture. Chests. Good enough. Beds. All right. Should be good. Good, looking good. Perfect. Hey, Doug Boy, welcome. Also, let me pull this back up here. And yes, I can actually read. Let me actually double check my. So yes, I was missing out on all of the chat from YouTube. Damn, that's annoying as hell. Oh, I apologize for that to everyone that I was ignoring there. I'm very sorry. I did not know. I done screwed up there. That's my bad. Man, that kind of sucks. Hey, welcome. Need some advice? Done an oopsie and flooded one of my rooms with a water stream from a brook. It's now 7-7. One pump is not enough to drain it whatsoever. How can I rebuild that damn tile? I mined away. Need to get more into lore stuff of the game and try AI art with the game descriptions. That is option. That is an option that one could do. I mean, everyone is still, you know, very iffy on the debate between AI art and that kind of stuff. It's one of those things where I'm like, you know, I can see that having a purpose. I can also see that, you know, the point of that's gonna really take a lot of jobs away from artists, but it's like, you know, at the end of the day, you're not gonna be able to stop it. Well, what can you do? Okay, let's see. Just got off work. Hendel still kicking. I'd have to double check, but he might have died, unfortunately. But we'll see. Okay, what can you do to deal with that? Let's see. Greetings from Spain. Welcome, sir. Flooded one of the rooms. Water stream below a brook. Okay, so how would I deal with that? So what you could do is, like, for example, let me do it like this then. So if the room is right here, and the brook is above it, actually, let me do this double layer down here. Let me cancel that. Okay. So, say the brook is coming in. I'll even do this in a different tile. Like, so let's do it like this. So the brook is coming in here and it's flooding it. And you're trying to pump it out and it's not enough. What you could do is build a channel. I would say, if the brook is like right up top here, you can build a little floor system above it. So that would be like right here. And then maybe even channel... let me click the... Yeah, this is channel right here. Like, channel the brook out a little bit so that you can pump into it. And then what you do is make sure that this pump can run constantly. So either by having your dwarves manning it, or create a small power plant nearby so you can power it so it runs constantly. Yeah, basically what you can do is water will not flow into the tile that the pump is pumping faster than it can pump, for the most part. Is there a mod on the workshop for audible alert? There is a mod, yeah, for audible alerts, yes. I should definitely get it running, because that is definitely a useful thing. So, the pump, when it's running constantly, will pump out more water than is kind of filling a tile, so the tile will not fill up with water while it's doing its job. So, if that can empty it out enough, then you can wall in the area and you're good to go. But one thing you could do then is, you know, kind of like wall out the area so that as it's pumping it out, you can kind of work on this. But if it's not pumping it out fast enough, you can, as long as it's keeping the water from getting any worse, you can just dig a second area out, usually a much bigger area out, and then channel into the room so that it kind of floods in here and goes down to like level 2, level 3, or whatever else. And that allows you to drain out that room enough so that as the pump is keeping that water flowing back into the brook, you can then seal off the area. But yeah, and here's a good thing. Here's a good like essential like power plant. So what you want to do, in the case you've never done a power plant, is you want to. This is just an underground version of it. You want to dig out an area like just behind it to start with, and then I like to kind of channel into the room. So I'll double check the numbers here just to make sure first. So let's go like this, like this. Okay. Actually, these are channels, really. So you want to channel off to either side. Whoops, I did not actually set that up properly. Alright. And this kind of gets... I'm going to use a different thing for this, though. Okay. There we go. Channel down here. Let's delete this. Okay. And we want to... There we go. Okay. So basically, in this tile right here, I will put a floodgate. So in each one of these my main tiles, I'll put a floodgate, which will be linked to a lever. This back corridor will be filled with water that you will use either pump in via a screw pump or whatever the case might be. And the left and right side, all of this is channeled. Same thing for this. This is channeled. You then put a screw pump in the middle, pumping from the lower channel to the upper channel, or to the upper floor. And essentially what happens is you would also have water wheels on either side of the screw pump. You have to build the pump first in order to actually get the water wheels on there. And then in between each section of the power plant, you would put a horizontal axle that then connects it all together. And then you can kind of put a gear assembly at the very end here that goes up a floor, and you can kind of hook up another gear assembly here and have this hooked up to a lever. That way you can kind of toggle it off and on whenever you want. And from that you can pump that power wherever you want. But the one thing you want to make sure is you want to open the floodgates to let a little bit of the water in, but don't let it flood the room completely, because then the whole system stops. So you want to make sure there's always like about 4 or 5 level water. Yeah, but you can always like even get like a single one here. Like you don't even need the whole thing. Even if you get like a single power plant like this, or even just a water wheel, you can get it done in the same fashion. But eventually I always have like a huge amount of that, simply because I like to power a lot of things, usually like pump stacks, which I will have here soon. But even just having, like, if you can get a single water wheel going in like the in the brook, that'll be enough to give you enough power to run the screw pump constantly, so you're not having to worry about your dwarf not doing it. But yeah, that's the typical system for building a power plant, so that you can power like rail carts and all kinds of things. But yeah, all right. Let's get back to it. Let me pay attention. Double check what else was going on here. Alrighty, but yeah, that's about all I can say about that. All right, let's go ahead and resume here now. How we're doing on the... Oh, they're still building it. Good. They haven't canceled anything yet. Did we build all the traps down here? We did. Ooh, one of the traps is missing. Oh, did it get swept away, or did we catch something? Giant hamster reverted to its wild state. We can't forge any more cages, which is fine. Let me actually remove the dump on that. They still haven't dumped any of those. I don't think I set up any garbage dumps here, so let me go down below. Ah, yes, looks like a few things were dumped here, so let me go ahead and claim all of those now that they've been dumped. So, quantum stockpiles, as you can see, still work very, very well. This game is amazing. Welcome on, you fabulous fellow. Enjoy your weekend. Have a good stream. Thanks, mate. All the yellow sand got stored away there. That's good. Alright, let's go up top here now. Oh yes, I still need to get all this dealt with too. I forgot I was going to deal with this, but I hadn't quite gotten around to starting it yet. Ooh, yawn, pardon me. Okay, let me pull up my design for this floor. And I should also get the tavern kind of set up here so they can actually start moving everything up here. And I'll be able to tweak the design even further now because of additional space that's been given to me. So, build. Oh, that's N. Build furniture table. So from the entryway, because I can move it down now. So that's up 2 tiles. What is it? Actually, I don't really care what the material is. Okay, and then chairs, free space. Chairs, free space, chair. And then additional tables. And then likewise, chair, free space, chair. Alright, and then we have what is essentially the bar area here. Create a stockpile in here. Accept. Custom. So we're going to require furniture. Type. We need... Is it under furniture or something? Finished goods it's under. There we go. Yeah, finished goods. So we need flasks, goblets, musical instruments. Should be good for that. Create a... There we go. Another stockpile here for just drinks. And again, another stockpile for only prepared meals. And I will go upstairs here. Go into the food. Which food stockpile are you? I believe that should be... That's the actual food stockpile. This one should be, I guess, the drink stockpile. Yep. So you are going to give to this stockpile right here. You are going to... Wait, let me double check here. Gonna give to this stockpile. Okay. Build furniture, chair. Oops. And apparently I went the wrong direction now. Chairs. Okay. Now I know that they won't actually use all these chairs for these tables. Like they'll only use one chair per table, really. But I like doing this just because of the look. Of course I don't have any more thrones. Damn it. Need more thrones. It is definitely an amazing game. 22,000 people currently playing on Steam. Yep. I'm not at all surprised. Became a stray boar. Very nice. 10 lies done. Good. Alright, let's get some more thrones. Up throne. Scroll all the way to the bottom. I want... say another 40 rock thrones. That should be good. So many games... Yes, there's so many games that have tried to base themselves off Dwarf Fortress, you know, to try and be like the modern Dwarf Fortress. RimWorld being one. Probably the most successful one, to be completely honest. There's been, oh god, more than I can count that have tried. And failed, in a lot of cases. Oh god, my games list is probably full of them. There's like, let me take a look here. There's Dwarf Corp for one. Let me scroll through my list here and see what else I can find. There's honestly a ton of them. And unfortunately, my brain is failing me to actually bring up a lot of the ones that I can't really name right now. But yeah. Ba-da-ba-ba. Yeah, I'm not finding them on here, unfortunately. But then again, I have way too many games. I have like 600 plus games on Steam, so it's kind of hard to go through all of those. Keeper RL, I think, was one that's very similar, well, inspired by kind of deal, and there've been just many that have tried and just never been able to capture the same kind of magic and complexity. Stone something was one. Let me double check here. Stone, Timber and Stone, which I'm still very, very sad that they stopped developing Timber and Stone, because it was actually really fun of a game for the most part. But unfortunately, it was abandoned when that really kind of sucked. Stonehearth was another one where they tried to capture that same style, and again, they really just never lived up to the promises that they had for that game. Yeah, only RimWorld really managed to get, the closest, I would say, for a 3D, 3D-esque, because it's still kind of 2D to a point. Dwarf Fortress-like. Get that there. Good. Resume. Right, we should probably start getting the, what do I want to move into here? Because these all got to get removed, or, well, moved out of the way. So, jewelers. What do I want to do with that room? Oh yeah, it also did its own thing, very much so. Yeah, I have so many games on Steam, it's kind of ridiculous. So many bundles and everything else that just, gave me a ton of games. I mean, honestly, if I were to sort through the games that had less than, I would say, 10 hours played, that'd probably be like 80% of my of my Steam list, to be honest, which is kind of sad for the most part. Unless it's like what's it called? Oh, that was suspended. Let's resume. Resume. Unless it's like the Homefront games, because, yeah, even on max difficulty, I completed that first piece of crap in, like, what was it? 5 hours? 6 hours? Yep. But yeah, no, RimWorld is definitely one of the, another one of my favorite games, to be honest. That and Cataclysm is up there. The hamster reverted to its old. Oh, he has imposed a ban on certain exports. Okay, what are you banning? The export of enormous corkscrews has been prohibited. Okay. Oh, we caught something. We caught a giant beetle. Interesting. Apparently it's the only one of its kind in the area. Giant beetle. Feels self-pity for being confined. He was grouchy when caught in the rain. Let's see. Unfriendly and disagreeable, dislikes obligations. The one thing that was noted was that, yeah. One thing that was noted was that the creatures are getting a lot of personality traits that shouldn't be going to them. That should only be going to, like, dwarves. But, yeah. Oh, we found another... Discovered an unusual volcanic wall studded with gems. Strike the earth. Almandine cluster. So we found the third level, apparently. We found diorite, more tetrahedrite. Okay. Well, let's stop this as always. Okay. Designate stairs. Designate stairs. Build floor. Oh, there we already did it. So yeah, they're going to floor that in so that we're not going to have to worry about any horrible creatures working their way up into here. Is there in the game dragons? There are dragons. There are indeed dragons. Actually, if I go into... I wonder if the world screen will have anything for that under news. News and rumors. Let's see here. Dwarven Hillock. Reports, nothing, so no. Unfortunately, I'm not able to really see many reports on any dragons, but they are around. Can you tame them? God, no. But you can... I'm trying to remember if there was a way to trap them. I don't... I'm trying to think, but I don't think you can because dragons have the building destroying property. Let me double check the wiki on that. Because I'm pretty sure they have building destroying. Predatory mega beasts. Enters your area. Game will announce their presence. Domestications. Oh! I see. Dragons can be tamed only with the help of the Dungeon Master Noble. Any dragon that has already tasted dwarf blood and received a title for doing so will never be truly tamed. Dwarves will believe the dragon to be tame, and it will not run away in fear of it, but the dragon will continue to happily devour them. This bug feature exists for all creatures that have killed your dwarves, not just dragons. So anytime any creature kills one of your dwarves, they get a taste for dwarf flesh, and they no longer are able to be really truly tamed. So yes, they can be captured. So it doesn't necessarily take a lot of dwarves to kill a dragon. The problem is that you need to make sure you have a shield. Because if you do not have a shield and it breathes its fire, you will die. Yeah, access to Legends mode would be nice. You know what? There was actually one thing I was talking about before, because you can send your dwarves out to kind of, go to locations and raid and do things like that. And I know adventure mode was going to be added in at one point, but my thought was like, I don't know if the game is capable of this, but what would happen in theory if, for example, you were to click on one of your best combat dwarves that you have in your fort and say, become an adventurer. And then the game puts the fort on pause, because you can actually temporarily let go of your fort and it will continue to operate and run per, the game's standard per se, and switch over to adventure mode directly from that character, where you can then walk around the fort, talk to people, leave the fort and go on missions and stuff. Would that not be absolutely freaking cool? To go on an adventure as a dwarf from your own fortress? And just be able to switch from fortress mode to that mode? That would be free. I would lose my mind if he was able to do that. I'm struggling hard with how to not let them die of thirst. Okay, here's the thing. You need to find a source of clean water. Like, for example, if I go up to the top here, this is a saltwater sea. They will not drink this. So you need to find access to just regular water. So what I did here is I dug into the, I actually channeled down into the aquifer that we had going on here, which has clean water. You can also go down into the cave layers and find yourself some, let me go down to one of the caves, see if I have some water. I don't think I found any water in any of the caves. Oh, here's some right here. For example, this right here. So what you could do here is you can go up a tile and create a room, like just a small room around here. And you can channel, where's channel? You can dig a channel from the pit here into there. And you can then put either a well in the center here and designate the area as a water source using the this guy right here. So you can designate the area as a water source, and they will then come there to drink water from that source. You can also, obviously it's less safe, but one thing you can do is, as long as they have access to the shoreline, they will drink from it. And it's not like an extra tile deep. So as long as they're right next to the shore, you can just designate it as a drink zone. They will go there and they will drink. But you have to make sure to designate it as an actual zone, or they won't do it. Right, let me go ahead and erase that. So yeah, there's a couple of ways you can go about it. Likewise, if you have an aquifer, which is, if I click dig here, anything where it shows that the wall is damp. So if I were to dig into this wall, it would start leaking everywhere because it's, basically the water, the material of the wall is too porous, so it's allowing water to leak in and get stored. One thing you can do as well is if you dig into an aquifer and you don't want to, drown, basically, is you can go into the smoothing option here and smooth the wall, and that will prevent it from leaking. Oh my god, if someone's not doing something, I'm not how to fix that either. I'll figure it out. I'm used to CDDA and Caves of Quad. Yeah. But that's basically it, is you just have to designate the area as a water location. You can also make sure, one thing of advice I always give as well is, hopefully you already have a farm plot, but you want to make sure to go into labor and kitchen and tell them not to cook plump helmets until you have a lot of them, kind of like I have an excessive amount of plump helmets now, so I could cook some of them, so I could disable this and let them cook. But you want to disable this. This is enabled by default. Because in the beginning, you have a very limited amount of plump helmets. And what happens is, if they cook with it or eat them raw, then you will lose the seeds. So you need to brew the plump helmets to get seeds. I kind of wish, honestly, that this game had a RimWorld style option to the Farmer's Workshop, which is essentially take raw plump helmets and rip seeds out of it. Didn't even know you could even farm. Yeah, you will. Anytime you embark in an area, you will start off with with seeds for plump helmets and such. So you want to dig into either the soil, or in my case here, the sand, where I have the farm plots here. And then you go under place structures, workshops, and farming. So under the farming tab here, you'll be able to designate out farm plots. So you would then just drag it. I can actually go up top here as well and do that here. So you want to drag that out into this location. And they will now eventually make that farm plot. And you can then tell them, let me actually cancel that construction. You can tell them to, in different seasons, like right now it's spring, and this plot is scheduled to plant plump helmets. In summer, it's also scheduled to plant plump helmets. Autumn, plump helmets. Winter, again, plump helmets. This one, in spring, it's meant to do quarry bush seeds. Unfortunately, we're out of them, so we can't really plant anything at the moment. In summer, we're planting pigtails. Autumn, again, pigtails, which is the fiber material. So this is what you use to get thread and eventually weave the thread into cloth. And then likewise in winter, we're making dimple cup, which I think dimple cup's only really used for dyeing. I think. It's been a while. I don't really use dimple cup much, but yeah. Can you get trees to grow in caves? Trees in caves are essentially the large mushrooms that grow in caves. You can also, if you build, eventually, it's a bit of a system to set up, but if you essentially burn trees in a ashery to get ash, you can then make potash, or potash, or whatever you want to call it. I think that's also, yeah, it's also made in an ashery. So a wood furnace is used to make ash by burning trees, and then in an ashery you can make potash from ash. and that allows you to basically fertilize the farm plots, giving you a bigger harvest from them. But yes, if I scroll down into the actual, let me actually go down to the caves, because I do actually have them marked now. So these tower caps here, these big mushrooms, are actually trees. So I can designate these to be chopped down, and I'll get mushroom wood. And every single one of these little mushrooms here that look like this, these are all trees as well. So eventually, after a couple of years, these will themselves grow into more trees as long as there is room for it. Likewise, if I go back up top here, if I can find, like, that's a dead hide root. I'm not sure if I'll find any. Colony of termites. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for tree. There's already a tree there. Hide root. So hide root, I think this might turn into a tree, but I'm not 100% sure. But it will take a couple of years. There are no seeds for trees. Oh, we have some lentil plants. Unfortunately, right now there are no, you can't actually plant trees. They just kind of grow themselves. I think Silver feels proud of himself being able to use 10 years of Dwarf Fortress experience. Yeah. 10 plus years of Dwarf Fortress experience. Yeah, no. Even though it has been a while since I had any... Oh, did we find another cave? Oh, no, that was the same cave. Okay. And likewise, down here we have these bloodthorn bushes, or trees. Which, likewise, I can chop them up for those. Let's actually see. We have a creepy crawler down here. What do we have in the actual caverns right now? Oh, we got crundles. Crundles are down here. The only thing that sucks is I'm not really... Traits. I'm not really seeing a description of it. Like I would typically in Dwarf Fortress, it would say this is a something something humanoid creature with blah 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 blah. Can I see its memories? No. See, I can only see its traits. But that doesn't really describe what a crundle is. So once you have all the workshops and the dwarves are busy and happy, do you just go to war with other factions? You can do a lot of things, honestly. You can do mega projects like what I'm doing here with this massive inverted pyramid. You know, you can send your dwarves out to raid. Like if I go into the map here again and click on where's the center on fort. There's actually some goblin villages over here, so if I click on the goblin hamlet of Ivory Tower, I can choose to raid them. So I can just, you know, send dwarves out to steal supplies. I can pillage them. Eventually I can raze them to the ground. I can demand tribute. I can try and conquer them. I can try and free captives belonging to other civilizations, or I can even send if one of my children gets captured, for example, I can send my dwarves to free the child. So there's a lot of things you can do. You can also send dwarves out to recover artifacts, if you're so inclined. So there's a lot of different things you can do in the end game. Honestly, your end game is only limited by how much you can do before your game is forced to end because of lag. But I have not gotten far enough in the game yet, because with this, I've spent literally every hour I've played this since release streaming it, which is equivalent now to 3 days, about almost 16 about 16 hours. In the last 3 days, I've spent streaming this, and I still haven't gotten to any kind of point yet at all where I've met any like major lag. I've crashed once, which was actually beneficial to me, but I haven't really gotten to any point where it's like, oh no, everything's starting to really chug a lot. Yep. Well, the end to Rimworld is basically when you get to the, get your group to the spaceship and then you take off and you're back in orb. That's the, the end per se. The technical kind of end goal to Dwarf Fortress is to become a mountain home. So the process of that is essentially you want to slowly upgrade yourself by essentially you want to send free goods to your dwarven trade. Basically, Let me get a drink here for a second. My throat is killing me a bit. So, the dwarven caravans that initially come to your fortress are from your own civilization, because your fortress is technically, it starts off as an outpost of that civilization. So they sent you out into the world to, you know, create an outpost, and, you know, they kind of somewhat support you in that effort. And your goal is essentially to raise your civilization up to eventually become a mountain home by... when they send the traders, one of the things you want to do is you have to have a certain amount of value created in your fortress in order to become a mountain home. So you need to reach that certain tier. You then need to be slowly upgraded to a... Let me double check and see what the tiers are here, because it's been a while since I've checked it. Let me check the fortress. Yeah. So you start off as an outpost, a hamlet, when you get 20 population, a village, a town, a city, a metropolis, and finally a mountain home by getting a king. The noble titles you start off with are, barony. So when you become the home of a baron, you become a barony. Eventually you upgrade to a county by getting a count or countess. After that, you upgrade to a duchy. And then finally, you become a mountain home when you acquire your king/queen, and your fortress then becomes the new capital of your civilization. So whereas originally you started off as just an outpost, you now become the new capital of your entire civilization. So that is the basic end goal of Dwarf Fortress, is to rise yourself up to become a mountain home. Or the new mountain home, I should say. Oh, go to its health tab? Oh, thank you very much. Let's go take a look here. Crundle, health tab. Description. Thank you very much, Mad Max. A tiny underground monster with large claws and horns. It walks on 2 legs and is dangerous when encountered in large numbers. There we go. So we got native gold down here. A lot of native gold. I'm not sure if we found any adamantine. We do have obsidian. So we are getting very close to that. Okay, did we floor this in yet? Not yet. But we are getting there. Okay, let's get over to here then. Oh, that's perfect. So we'll keep flooring down till we get to the lava layer. Which I'm already at the lowest level, so there better be lava here soon. Love the game, says 2014. Yeah, me too. I think the oldest video I ever had was from like 2012, I think. But I've been playing it since essentially I think I started playing after the release of the evil biomes and the werewolves and such. I think it was, yeah, the werewolves and vampires got added in. That's when I originally started playing, thanks to a friend who got me into it and really taught me the ropes. Resume. Slowly getting that safety wall constructed. Honestly, it's funny too, because the majority of my time playing Dwarf Fortress was actually spent playing Masterwork Dwarf Fortress. Oh. Aww. Our diagnoser just gave birth to a girl. Fantastic. So we have a new child. Just what I didn't want in the fortress. More children. More children to get attacked by buzzards or camels or whatever the heck else decides to rush into the fortress and kill us all. Giant fireflies. Ugh. Right, we should get the tavern patched up some more here. Chairs. We don't have any more thrones yet. Humbug. Let me also go into tabs here. Or is it just goblet? Okay, because I think goblets are only made out of metal then. Yeah, basically. Or glass. Yeah, let's make some green glass goblets. Why not? Well, children are actually more useful now, but it's still annoying because they like to run out like to run out into the wild and play make-believe and such. Only problem is that there's other things out in the wild, such as camels, who don't really like dwarven children and like to stomp them into the ground in 2 seconds, which then pisses everybody off. Next thing you know, you're in a death spiral, and you're crying on the inside. Dwarves. How you kill me sometimes. Okay, let me actually double check my image before I build this, because I want to make sure where the extent of the floor ends. Okay, so the floor ends basically opposite of this. Okay. So right here is when the floor ends for that. Okay. Oh well, we're actually kind of sucking when it comes to blocks right now. Yeah, we're not gonna have enough blocks to fit. What the heck are you people doing? Have we run out of material for blocks or something? Well, time to get out the old mining tools again. No, we have a lot of material. They just actually need to bloody bring it up there. Right, let's do this then. Dump it all, everybody. Get it up there. As for the miners... Oh, is that the edge of the map? Yeah, pretty much. Alright, well, mine out what left of this you can. Zoom in a bit. Alright. All the way down we go. Oh, we got some raw glass has been completed. We got another stray cow. Keep scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Alright, so they did build that floor now, so we don't have to worry about the crundles working their way in, or the creepy crawlers, whatever the heck it happens to be. Native gold, they're still digging away here. Good, we'll follow them for a bit. Played since version 3411, as I remember. I used to play with the Mayday tile set only and standard. I found the game by myself and was like, finding the Arkenstone scene. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, another game very comparable to this would be Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, which I also discovered back in the day when it was only like regular old zombies was the only thing the game really had. And then as it was taken over by other people because the original creator abandoned it, and then got all pissy about, you know, what people were doing with the game because it wasn't in line with his vision, and went off to create his own thing, which I think still failed horribly. Was this... Oh, what did you... Aha. Oh, semi-molten rock, I see. So, in that case, we'll channel in right here. And that should open up the lava layer for us. Make soap from tallow is completed. Yay, we have soap now, finally. Huzzah, we actually made soap. I learned the glass production only recently. Well, I don't know if he failed or not if we kept continuing with it. Let me actually check. Let me take a look here. But there was a whole bunch of drama about it. Sequel to the popular post-apocalyptic roguelike. Wales, I liked your contribution to C1, but see you were posting all the questions concerning the theme of C1 is just a bloat piece of shit and so on. Wales, you are just the one. You're the one who left it. You're the one who abandoned it. You're complaining about the community move C1 into the place that you don't want. It's you who posted messages like, I'm abandoning C2, etc. because I'm married, having so much troubles in real life, blah blah blah. C1 is not perfect, but it's good. C1 is good, and DDA is too. A bunch of anonymous. This is all on like a Tumblr page, apparently. So I don't know. This is all like a bunch. My games are playable on Android. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, there's just a whole lot of drama surrounding the original creator and not liking the direction of that. Oh yeah, I finally found the lava, so we'll let them dig this in and we'll see how this goes. But yeah. I kind of shrug at that. I mean, there's even like a lot of drama in Dark Days Ahead as is right now, with because it's essentially become a project that is done by multiple people. So multiple people are contributing to. Oh, interesting. Let's try. We'll try digging this out right here quickly. And I'll try and keep them here because I want to make sure if there's actually a hot stone here as well. So I'll dig that out there first, and if it still doesn't reveal lava, then I'll go down one and I'll dig there. But yeah, even between the people, like the multitude of people that are working on the game now, there are many that disagree with certain aspects of how the development is going. Because certain... Oh, there it is. Discovered unusual volcanic wall studded with gems. Raw adamantine. Praise the miners! Yep, stay away from that lower level now. She be flooding. Let's zoom out here, see if we can find the adamantine. We've got rough-hewn emerald clusters, diorite wall, tetrahedrite, semi-molten rock. Maybe I can actually find it in the... No, it didn't really show up here. Because I've never seen adamantine in the new version here, so I don't know what it looks like. Sapphire, rubies, obsidian, diamond. I don't see the adamantine, but it might be like... Oh, it might be up a layer. Microline. Native gold. Clear diamond clusters. A lot of tetrahedrite. Native gold. Sapphire, clear diamond. Still not finding it. Where's my adamantine, damn it? I want my candy. Oh, we got some fire snakes in here. Where? Let me actually zoom to it. Maybe it'll... Praise... Okay, so the floor is adamantine there. So maybe in this section here. Okay, let's take a look. So actually dig this down one more. If I can, without screwing up. We'll try digging around here, but I want to be very careful, because if I dig too deep, then we're gonna breach into hell, and then I'll be in trouble. They should add mithril to the game. Masterwork did, which was an interesting material, but anyway. But yeah, like, what was I saying before? Oh, yes. So, with Cataclysm, some people are not a fan of, kind of like where the lead dev of the game has kind of decided to go with it, in a sense. Where, oh great, they're fighting giant fireflies again. Where the focus seems to be more on realism than fun, in a lot of cases. And not really having the option to kind of, like, opt out of certain things. I forgot to actually... There's a Reacher skeleton down here. Hotkeys. Cave 3. And then... the lava layer. Sometimes some games go too far with realism where it becomes unrealistic, if anything. Yeah. Because in a lot of cases, I know there was things like... I mean, some parts of it I don't mind. Because, like, with, for example, they added magazines in where you had to actually... fill magazine, like if you got a gun with no magazine, you're basically just gonna have to load it one shot at a time to use it. But if you got multiple magazines for that one gun, then you could, or for the one gun, you could load them up with a lot of rounds, use them up, quickly swap magazines, and continue firing. But in a lot of cases, it's also a matter of like what was it? Just kind of making some aspects of it just tedious as hell. What's that? Masterpiece goblets. Yes, I know. Keep digging. Got some more stray dogs that grew up. Very nice. Fallout New Vegas mod was a good example of fun realism, yeah. But it was one of those things where it's like... some ancient horror was encased here until now. Oh god. Oh god! I've never seen this. Oh god, he instantly killed... Nexus, no! A gecko monster. Death lice. 279 years old. That's not good. I don't know if we're going to be able to kill that. Because he instantly killed that dwarf. Out of the air. So he actually spat something at him and he managed to deflect it. He lost hold of his left glove. The monster bit him in the left lower arm. The severed part sails off in an arc. Grabs the miner by his second toe. Charges at the miner. Looks surprised by the ferocity. Collides with him. He got knocked over. Grabbed him by the ear. With his arm. I like how it's like, how do you grab someone by the ear with your arm? Just no. Monster kicked him in the right upper arm with his foot, and it exploded into gore. Miner lost control of his pick. Yeah, this thing just absolutely destroyed him. This thing, I think, this is new, I think. Let's see here. Gonna have to make this quick because we could be in some serious trouble if this thing actually continues. Thank you for the follow there, Reese. Welcome to the shenanigans, good sir, as we fight some imaginable horror from the great beyond. Okay. All dwarves retreat. Zugar, no! Yes, clearly. Zugar is now fighting it. I can only hope that he's going to last longer. Kicks the miner in the upper arm with his foot, bruising the muscle. I must withdraw. Can it all end so quickly? This does not scare me. His extract hits him in the upper body. You know what? No, I can't risk that. Let's, that needs to be done now. Oh, too late. Up, I want to go, not down. Whoops. Oh boy. This might be a re-embarking here soon. I hope I hook this up. Pull the lever now. Pull the lever. Everybody retreat if you want to live. Retreat if you want to live. Please tell me somebody pull that lever. Pull that lever now. Someone is due to pull it, but oh god. Pull it quick. Pull it quick. Pull that lever, pull that lever, pull it now, pull it now. Ouch, he kicked him in the left ear with the right foot and the injured part explodes into gore. The force bends the head and skull splits in gore. Ooh, so he dead. He definitely dead. Please somebody pull that. Oh, thank God they pulled the lever. Oh my God. Quick. Burrow. To the cave defense structure. Now, let's pray. Let us pray that this thing does not have building destroying capabilities. Because if it does, I am going to have to basically militia up my entire fortress and attempt to kill this thing. And the death toll will be excessive. Oh, thank God. It does not appear to have building destroying properties. Woo! Okay. For now, at least. God, what an unimaginable horror this thing is. I hope that these guys are actually going to come here with proper equipment. If they don't, I'm going to be pissed. Oh, we got some new migrants! Welcome, migrants! I have good news for you! Oh my God! I have great news for you, new migrants! You have a fabulous guest in your new home! Okay, let's check these guys as they're coming in. So he's a tanner. A High Master tanner. He's actually an adequate swords dwarf, so I'm actually going to immediately add him to the core here. So Domus Thikut, if I can do that right now. Yep. Let's add him to that. You are a cheesemaker. You're a High Master cheesemaker even. That's good. So he'll make some really good quality cheese there. He has no combat skills, nothing else of any import. Okay, let them go. We've got a record keeper. So he's a bookbinder. He's a novice mace dwarf. Congratulations, you are also being conscripted. So Tossid Esmond. Welcome to the military. I know you've just arrived to this fortress to start a new life and everything, but welcome to the military. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's Dwarf Fortress for you. Hey, Mobox, welcome, sir. Let me actually go back here because I missed some messages in YouTube. If I could just download a fort blueprint so I could skip the setup and get right into raiding. You can download some blueprints. Well, I don't know if you can download blueprints because I know you can. Let me clear out of this for a second. So you can change the blueprint only mode, but I'm not sure if you can actually, like, what's the word? Kind of like copy paste something into the file. Like there's no like I'm selecting the workshop blueprint from the option here, so I don't think you can really do that at the moment, but I can imagine at some point. Common people share saved games. Well, that is something you can do, yeah, where you can literally download people's save files and then immediately get into raiding. Yeah, so you can download their pre-built forts and do that. What is one of the few things you think are broken and don't like about the Steam release? Personally, things like, for example, if I'm designating a wall, so construction's wall, and I'm like, oh no, I messed up here. I want to go back and redesignate this wall, you know? If I right-click, it outright cancels the whole thing, and I have to go back and here again, rather than just going back one step and then allowing me to redesignate it again. I have to, you know, do it all over again. So that's one thing that I'm not a fan of. Another thing that I'm not a fan of is that, again, for example, if I'm building out a whole bunch of stuff, I have no access to the materials right now, but yeah, whatever. Let me do that in here then. So if I'm building out like a massive super wall here, I have no option at the moment to add a whole bunch of blocks to this. I have to click each individual block to add it to this until it becomes 132. So there's no shift click, no nothing to just dump everything into this one thing. So that part kind of sucks. Unfortunately. Macro build a fort. That's actually something I could do as well, where I could, oh shoot, I forgot. We had a bunch of new guys coming in here. And I've been forgetting to check them. Okay, he was the last one I checked. We've got a peasant. He has no labor skills, no real combat skills, no nothing. So he's pretty basic. He'll probably get added to the basic labor force. We got a child. We got another child. Another child, 63 years old. Skills, he's an adequate stonecutter, carver, fisher. So he's okay. Competent Marks Dwarf. Yeah, you're immediately getting added. So English could something, something, something. Let's see. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. No relevant skills. No relevant skills. Novice wrestler. Marks Dwarf. Weird. I thought we already had a leader for this squad. Let me add you to that then, my friend. I'm not even seeing him on the list here. Unless he's already... You know, he was already added in. Okay. Never mind. Stray reindeer calf, another dwarven child, dwarven child. Oh joy, another dwarven child. We got a butcher. Talented butcher. No combat skills, unfortunately. Couple more animals. We've got a bone doctor, very nice. Always nice to have more doctors. No combat skills, however. Siege engineer. Novice armor user. Yeah, I'll add you to this here. Yep, I'll add him to the basic squad. We'll just give him whatever, and he can kind of deal with them as is. Also, I think I'm reaching... Yeah, I'm going to have to call things here sometime soon. Another peasant with no discernible real skills, so they'll just be building. A lot of more dwarven children. Dear God, the dwarven children, please stop. I am begging you. We got accomplished wound dresser, accomplished bone doctor. So he's pretty good. I might stick him into... You know what, let me also stick... Yeah, let me stick him into the squad here as well. Because he is a skilled fighter, and right now I need fighters. We got a miner. Accomplished miner. He's an expert appraiser, which is good. No combat skills, unfortunately. Have a hunter. Competent marks dwarf. So yeah, you're 100% getting added. What's your name? Sazir. Ah yes, Sazir. I might even replace him as the leader because he's a competent marks dwarf. Skills, you're a talented miner. You have some basic fighting skills, so guess what? You're assigned to the military. Thank you for your instant conscription and service. Fish dissector. No real combat skills. Another peasant. Dabbling organizer. He's actually a competent axe dwarf. You're 100% getting added to the melee forces. And I think that's finally it. Yep, that's all we have for the new forces. Yay! Welcome, comrade! You are conscripted now! Enjoy! Yes, no. But yes, we are going to have to deal with this thing that has invaded us. Let me actually create a stockpile here. Whoops, I failed. I have failed the stockpile challenge. Twice. Again, I wish I could just right-click and then redesignate it, but it will not let me. And that's kind of annoying. I need a stockpile for animals, so our caged friend out there will actually be brought into the fortress. Okay. Oh, the Marksdorf is actually fighting now. Let's go down there. So the flying two-humped camel bone bolt missed him. So some of our guys are coming down here, and they are actually firing at it. Oh, we got a guy here. Do you have your items? You have your crossbow, you have your quiver, and it has ammo. Fire! Shoot him! You have your crossbow. You do not have a quiver. I don't think. Okay, let's fix that. I need leather quivers now. Also, actually, no, let's get some bone crossbows, not wooden crossbows. Yeah, 10 bone crossbows. Oh, he actually does have a quiver on him then somewhere because he was firing at him. Ah, it was down here. So he also has a bunch of highwood bolts and bone bolts, which is good. So, what's the most powerful weapon you can have? There's a lot. There's a lot of different weapons that you can have. And it really depends on the material that it's made of. For example, I think obviously one of the best weapons for bladed weapons, like swords and such, is adamantine. I think that's the best material for that. I could be wrong, though. For blunt objects, I believe it's silver. Silver is the best material you can use to make, like, hammers or maces, as it is the heaviest item you can, or heaviest material you can use for that. Okay, so let's see how things are going here. So they're shooting it. They managed to... Oh no. He breathed out a glob of death lice gecko extract. It struck the mic store from the lower body. We finally hit it once in the left upper leg, denting the scales and bruising the... So we managed to dent it. Crossbows are really good for range, although I'd say technically almost the most powerful ranged weapon would be a ballista, assuming it actually hits, because you're literally launching a tree at an enemy with, you know, basically a sharpened tree. Sometimes even with a what is it? Like an iron end, like an iron arrow on the end of it, essentially, at something. So that is technically, I would say, the longest range and most powerful thing. But the problem is they're operated by civilians. So civilian siege engineers who unfortunately have a habit of firing once, then, oh god, there's enemies coming, run away. So yes. We're missing. Whole lot of missing. I'm aware he's dead. He is unfortunately dead. Don't you already have a tomb? How the hell did he get removed somewhere? Doran had a tomb. Even his slab is in there. I don't know why the hell that changed. Yeah, dude, you're in the wrong tomb, my friend. Where's Nexus? Yeah, he's deceased. Yep, you also died, unfortunately. One of my named guys died, and the other miner who was with him also died, unfortunately. Yep, I know. Here it comes. Fire! Fire everything! And this is why I create a cave defense area. Okay, let's see how the battle's going now. Let's see. Struck him in the upper leg, bruising the muscle. Man, he is good at dodging. Well, at least we're getting archery practice. We're also getting hit by it, unfortunately, but hey. Wait, a troll is fighting. Okay, good. A hungry head was attacking a troll down below. But luckily that's in the deep cave layer, so we shouldn't need to worry. But let's go ahead and also create some more ammo here, because we're going to kind of need it. Let's create some iron bolts. 10 rounds should be enough for the moment. Do mass grave like RimWorld? Not really. You gotta make a tomb. You can make tiny tombs, but you have to kind of make individual tombs. But you can, well, you can kind of make a mass grave in a way, because all you really have to do, because essentially if you don't make a grave or engrave a slab to a dwarf, they will eventually rise as a ghost and attack, you know, or not attack you. Well, they can attack you, but they can attack people. They can make them uncomfortable. They can pull levers, which can cause chaos. So they can do a lot of unfortunate things. But as long as you engrave that dwarf into a slab and put that slab down somewhere, it is technically fine. So you don't have to worry about it becoming, you know, a vengeful spirit. So you can technically just have a room filled with slabs engraved with names. If you are so inclined. Well, at least our skill level is going off. One thing of note is that This is a fortification that allows our dwarves to basically fire through this wall and hit the enemy. However, if your dwarves do not possess a certain skill level, they will not be able to fire through these walls unless they are standing right next to the wall. So if I were to channel this out and they were standing here, if their skill wasn't high enough, they would not be able to fire through. So that's why I try and keep it flush as much as I can to the fortification, so that they will, actively shoot through it properly. We have attained a general familiarity with the giant hamster training methods. Yay! We're now generally familiar. And once we get to the point of basically knowing all there is about training hamsters, then we will... reach the next level of that. Okay, let's get these guys... You guys need to start training, because we need to make you into an effective fighting force here soon. Oh, here they come again. God, this thing is a monster. One of them hit him in the lower body, bruising the fat. So far, we haven't really been able to do much to him. He's tough. He resists sickness. He's very accomplished. He's accomplished in his skills so far. Let's check his health. He has no vision. That's just how he is. He has no wounds right now. No real wounds, I should say. Well, at least this is good practice for our marksmen. Because if I look at all these guys now... let's go to skills, combat. So he's now a proficient Marksdwarf. Likewise, if I go to this guy and go to skills, combat, he is also now a proficient Marksdwarf. Go to you. Skills, combat, you are now a competent Marksdwarf. Because these guys were starting off as being very low tier for Marksdwarf skills. So they're training up. Eventually they'll become legendary Marksdwarfs. If they start getting, like, iron bolts and using them, then they're going to be pretty, doing some pretty good damage. But yeah, look at this thing. Look at this absolute just beast here. This horrifying abomination. It's like, it's funny too in a way, because I almost expect a little, music in the background along. Just like, you ain't never gonna catch me. Forget about it. Ain't gonna happen. You're better off going home. You ain't never gonna kill me, boys. Oh boy. At least they're training now. We hit him in the upper arm, bruising the muscle, bruising the fat. So we're really just bruising him right now. But that's basically because they're only bringing wood ammo. So as long as they're only using wood ammo, they're only going to bruise him. But they'll keep doing their thing. So until they manage to actually kill that thing, they will keep leveling up their skills, and I will basically not have access to my lower mines. Yep, I got fruit. That's actually one of the things that I like doing. Because one of the... Well, let me actually just pull up the image, because it'd be easier. Because I also got to call things here shortly anyway. So we'll deal with finishing this thing off another day. But let me pull up one of the images I have here. Oh, I actually already have that image loaded. Never mind. So this guy right here, if I kind of... Let me stretch that out. So this is the... I believe this is the 5th layer or something like that. Let me go up here. So it is essentially this layer right here. So we have the tavern up here, which is... Oops. Which is that top left kind of section on the image. Top right is the hospital, which I'm still being worked on. Bottom left is one of the barracks here. Likewise, the last of the melee barracks will go down here. I'm gonna have to get them some more beds and everything all set up here. The barracks. This is the ammo storage for the ranged dwarves. The barracks for the ranged dwarves is going right here. The actual archery range is going down here. And then that big section in the middle you see, that is actually what I'm doing right now. There's a shooting range. So essentially what you do is you put a couple of levers outside of the room in the shooting range, in the actual archery target area. And you have them linked to a bridge in that 2-spot gap. And you take any caged animal that you get, put it in the room, link it to a lever, close the gate so it's sealed in, and then you trigger the lever to release it. And then you order your Mark dwarves in the room basically to shoot it, and that allows them to train their skill in a much more efficient manner than using the archery targets. But yeah, either way, I'm going to have to kind of call things there for now. You don't have dull target? If it's a hostile creature that's just in the area, they will auto-target it. So if you just capture something and it's just default hostile, they'll just shoot it. So you don't have to like manually tell them, hey, shoot this thing. Let me actually get my miners going in here though, because obviously we have a lack of material now. That we don't have access to my lower mines anymore. So I'll have them start mining out all this because we do need more rock for the blocks because we're kind of out right now. Oh yeah, so let's also quickly, before I forget, let's claim the ones that did, assuming... Doesn't look like any of them got hauled up here yet. Oh well. Well, if they do get hauled up here, then I can claim them. So basically what you can do for this stuff is if you create a garbage dump, where is it? A single tile garbage dump like this one right here. Any item that you designate to dump here will be hauled to that single tile. You can then essentially go in and reclaim the items there, and the dwarves will be able to use them again, and they're all kind of crammed in one location. So it's a good way to, you know, basically stockpile all your stone without using massive actual stockpiles to do it. Alright. But yes. He ran away, but he should be back here eventually. Let's go to the unit list here for a second. Underworld. Oh yeah, he's coming back up. There he is. Get him, boys. The worst part is he can actually fire back, too. So he actually fires out a glob of some goo or another that will hit them periodically. Let's see if they manage to do any damage here yet. No. Not really. But they're going to keep skilling up. And they're already up to talented Marks dwarves. Eventually they'll become legendary Marks dwarves, and at that point, hopefully I can just start supplying them with, you know, heavy iron ammo or even steel ammo or something along those lines. Possibly even, if I have access to any silver left, I can make some silver bolts, which should hopefully do some good damage. We'll have to see what happens. Worst comes to worst, I'm just going to have to start... I might be able to dig behind the mine and seal him in this room, and then we just have like a permanent kind of shooting range for this creature. If I have no choice. But I have to make sure that I'm able to essentially seal in that area quickly. So what I'll have to do in that case is I basically have to create a cave-in to seal the tunnel. Which is going to be challenging. But yeah. Regardless though, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Have yourselves a fantastic day. And there's no TNT, no. You have to channel around a area so that it has no supports and then drop it into the tunnel. That's essentially how you got to do it. But I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that as easily in that kind of scenario. So I might just have to get behind it and wall it in. But yeah. Regardless, I will probably not be back on till Monday, is my assumption. As unfortunately I do also have to work the weekend, so joy. But maybe I'll try and get something in on Sunday, but more than likely I won't be back on until Monday. But yes, till then, have a great one, everybody.